And happy January, happy 2024. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Leesburg. So, new year, right? And that means we have a new theme. If you're one of our members, odds are you have your new journal. I'm going to hold mine up for a second. It's right here by my desk, all ready for me to take notes. And I'm going to show this. Our theme for 2024 is a grand rising. Look at that beautiful picture. So, what is our focus for the month of January? It's always kicking things off. It's a grand rising. And our message title today is A New Dawn. If you're a fan of the song Feeling Good, you might have a little clue about upcoming discussions later on in the month of January. All right. Our talk will be given by our wonderful spiritual director, Charlene. We are so glad that you took time out of your schedule today, your busy, busy day, to join us as we come together. Please feel free to add any prayer concerns or celebrations that you would like us to include. You can drop those in the comments or the chat, and we will include those later in our service when we do our spiritual mind treatment, which is a form of affirmative prayer. All right, that's all I have to say to get things started and kick things off. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our welcoming video. Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly. And so it is. All right, and now it's time for our meditation. And I'm going to give you a quick story before we begin to meditate. A good friend of mine went out and was shoveling yesterday because we had some snow, and she slipped and she hurt her tailbone. And I've been talking to her, communicating with her. Today she said she was so sore, and I said, you got to try meditation, because meditation, folks, helps you in so many ways. It helps you emotionally, it helps you mentally, it helps reduce stress and anxiety, it helps you physically. Studies have shown that it reduces inflammation, and we know, of course, it helps you spiritually, helps you to connect and ground yourself. So a little introduction and a reminder of why we include meditation as part of our service. So I invite you to sit back, get comfortable. And I'm going to cue up our music, and let's begin our meditation. So it's a new year, it's a new month, right? And if you're a regular viewer at CSL Leesburg, you know that I like to do the loving kindness meditation. And I often like to do this at the start of the month because it's a great reminder of how you can include meditation in your life and how you can use it to not only benefit yourself, but others as well. So here we go. Just sink into your chair, relax those shoulders, take a deep breath in, hold it, and slowly release. Do that again because it feels so good. When we meditate, it's kind of like pushing the pause button. We have such busy lives. Our to-do list is so long. But when we meditate, we just give our body, our mind, our soul a chance just to pause, recharge. Can't run a car constantly, and never let it rest. We're the same way. Take another deep breath in, hold, and release. I love the images that we get to look at too. You can close your eyes or you can watch the screen. It's up to you. So like I said, this is the loving kindness meditation. I'm going to say a phrase and then you're going to repeat after me. All right, our first round, we're going to focus on ourselves because it all begins with us, right? With self-love and taking care of ourselves. Here we go. May I be filled with loving kindness. Now repeat it with me. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be well. Take a deep breath as you begin this next one. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be happy. All right, now I want you to say it for someone else. I'm going to say it to my friend who's injuring her sore back, her sore tailbone. Think of someone that you'd like to send those same words out to. Someone who needs a little extra boost, a little extra energy, a little extra love, a little extra kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. Listen to those words. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be happy. And I feel good. Did you feel yourself connecting? All right, now our third round. We're going to think of somebody who maybe you just kind of, just somebody's rubbing you the wrong way. You're having a little conflict. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be huge. But you're finding yourself just having trouble with my music. There we go. You're having a little trouble with this person. Technology. We love you when you work. And we accept it that sometimes you don't. So we're thinking about someone who just kind of, we're having just an irritation, a disagreement. Maybe it's a big conflict. Maybe you're at odds with somebody. Doesn't matter if you have forgiven, if you've worked through all that, but we show love for all, right? We show love for all. So hold that person. Could be a situation too, now that I'm thinking of it. Maybe there's a situation irritated. You want to start off the year with good feelings. So here we go. Think of something or someone. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be happy. You know, I love this meditation because it reminds me I have to send good, positive energy out to everyone. All right, one last time. We're going to say it for everyone, all beings, everyone, because we know that we want a world that works for everyone. So here we go. May they be well. Oops, may they be filled. May they be filled with loving kindness. May they be filled with loving kindness. Let's modify it a little bit. May everyone be well. May everyone be well. May everyone be peaceful and at ease. May everyone be peaceful and at ease. When our world be wonderful. May everyone be happy. May everyone be happy. We just said it, right? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. May everyone be happy in 2024. May everyone be well. May everyone be filled with loving kindness. May everyone be peaceful and at ease. So that's our meditation for today. Take a deep breath. Slowly come back to us because we have some wonderful music waiting for you. And I'm going to cross my fingers as I say that. We know technology sometimes acts up.
And we'll expect the best.
Yay! I love it. I hear you.
Excellent.
All right.
Wonderful.
Let's get some music.
This is a song that is built upon the poetry of Wendell Berry. So most of the lyrics are his. I've made some tiny adjustments. And if you'd like to sing, this is a call and response as well. So, for example, if I sing, "When I rise," then you'd sing that right back. When I rise, I will rise like a bird joyfully. And when I fall, I will fall like a leaf gracefully. When I stand, I will stand like a tree, strong and tall. And when I rest, I will rest like a lake, reflecting on. When I flow, I will flow like the sea, relentlessly. And as I grow, I will grow like this earth, wild and free. When I rise, I will rise like a bird joyfully. And when I fall, I will fall like a leaf, gracefully. When I rise, I will rise like a bird, joyfully. And when I fall, I will fall like a leaf, gracefully. One more time. When I rise, I will rise like a bird, joyfully. And when I fall, I will fall like a leaf, gracefully. Thank you. And now our
Okay,
beautiful
I have a message here that Charlene's internet is unstable. And I am going to hope that she can come back and join us. But until then, let's see what is happening.
Charlene Banks has entered the room.
Yay, good. We'll know she's here when we see her lovely face.
So let's sing that refrain one more time.
I agree. That's beautiful. Thank you, Leah.
When I rise, I will rise like a bird, joyfully. And when I fall, I will fall like a leaf, gracefully. Miss Banks, are you able to share? Yeah.
Hello. Hold on. All right. Are we good? Can you guys hear me okay? Oh my gosh. Hi there and happy New Year. You know, this wouldn't be a really good New Year if the gremlins didn't try to throw in a few things. I was able to hear Leah, and the internet, my internet is acting strange. I would love it if someone else can check on the live stream and let me know if I need to. I don't think it's really doing the thing. But welcome. Yeah. Do you see anything? All right, let me see. Okay. Should be all right. No. Okay, so it is. Jen, yeah. Okay, it is working. Thank you, Kristen, who's watching out there in the wild. Listen, a grand rising. What? So 2024, it happened. It's on and popping. And the fact is that every time you wake up, it is a new day. And yet, somehow, January is, as I talked about last week, it is the beginning of a new year. It's a doorway through which we walk, which is based on the god Janus, Janus. This Greek god is represented as having a face looking forward and a face looking backward. It also represents doorways. The new year, January, is representative of a doorway that we walk through with this feeling of all newness. And each day is exactly like that. So what are we doing? We are actually taking this momentous occasion of New Year, and we're telling ourselves, we're asking ourselves, how do we want to show up in life? How? So there is an actual term called grand rising. This term is used in place of good morning. Now let's talk about good morning. Good morning is what we usually say when we wake up from what? From sleep. If you go back in time, sleep, and according to our ancestors and according to old African Yoruba tradition, it's where your body is placed in a slumber so that your soul can travel. And that, yes, we know scientifically that it's really the regeneration and the repairing of the neurons and the detritus that happens in your brain cells during the day. And some people say that's why we dream, because it's the really just think about little cleaning bots that have to go through and get rid of all the stuff. So tradition also, Yoruba tradition says, or it could be that we are traveling, our spirit, our soul travels to other realms where reality also exists, and we're feeling and getting a whole like other experience, and that's where we can learn and teach ourselves things. And then when we return to our bodies in the morning, we wake up. And so the grand rising is a blessing that let's rise from, first of all, welcome back to your body, because not everybody makes it. Second, grand rising is let's rise into our day, back into our bodies, back into this life, and then live with intention and live with purpose. The tradition of the Yoruba has to do with setting an altar and pouring libations to ancestors that came before us, setting intention for the day. And when we see each other, we say, grand rising to you. So rise up and be so much more today. And it's a lot more powerful than good morning. So, and there are some people that say, well, morning has the same, it's a homonym for morning with a U. And so then we're thinking, morning, is it bad to say good morning? Well, come on, it's all contextual, and good morning is not a terrible thing to say, unless it's the evening and then you're saying good morning to someone, and unless they're in a different time zone, you look weird. Grand rising happens all day. Anytime you see someone, you can say grand rising. And maybe then you're calling forth from them too, that sense of how can I rise above? And then rising, when you think about rising, we're talking about elevating ourselves. And there are two ways to do that. You could spiritually elevate yourself beyond the existing circumstances, and you can physically get up out of the bed. So that's the idea of this whole topic, this whole year of grand rising. Now, technically, the way we got to it, the way we got to our title, and I'll tell you a quick story about the three boys. So 3 Black youth shared a room with 2 others at a homeless shelter in Oklahoma City. And I don't know when this was, but it's pretty recent. The 3 of them immediately found friendship, community, and support with each other. Wide-eyed, optimistic, and their minds on their own understanding of God, the 3 of them navigated the complicated social services system to get their basic needs met. That had to take quite a bit of work. To manage their challenges, they leaned on their spiritual practice. These 3 boys, they posted vision boards on their walls. They sought spiritual wisdom from oracle cards, and they used affirmations to keep their spirits up. And one of these boys came across a greeting that was made popular among Black TikTok. Now, I don't mean that there's a separate TikTok. It's just where the Black people talk to each other on TikTok. One of those boys found a video on TikTok and said, this is an interesting phrase. They explained this phrase to the shelter staff that they didn't want to begin the day with good morning. No, no, no. Or because they think of it with a U, morning. Let's not start our day that way. Every day they wanted to experience a grand rising. They created a large poster for their room, greeting everybody with a grand rising. Not long after, one of the youth reunited with his family. The other two set off for an adventure to California. So the last time the shelter heard from them, they were doing very well. The story of these young people inspired this whole year's annual theme. That's how we got to Grand Rising. Isn't that cool? So it's not something from long ago when Ernest Holmes, love Ernest Holmes, and we're 100 years now, 100 years since the beginning of the New Thought movement. So I love that it's fresh, it's now, and yeah, it's a new dawn. See what I did there? Life is good. So we have this idea. Now, what does it really break down into? What we're talking about is the sun is setting on an old way of thinking, and we're allowed, in fact, we're encouraged to come up with new current ways to reframe ancient wisdom, to take this new thought idea about every moment being new, about waking up and us saying, this is the way it is. I speak my word. I choose my direction. I start with intention, and then the world creates around us. We see it first in our consciousness, and then it becomes the reality in our lives. And so that is a great way to repackage that. Because let's be honest, almost 4 years ago, a global pandemic swept through our nation and the world, which is why we call it global. Hello, it's right there in the phrase. So that gave us time to sit down, to really go within. And I heard someone mention that instead of binge watching our streaming services, we can binge watch our thoughts. We have time. We have tons of time. So we were able to reflect, go within, develop new hobbies or whatever it is we did. But now, isn't it true, as we emerge, things are into some new normal now. Everything's not the same as it was before. And how could it be? We're not the same people that we were 4 years ago. So we're rising. This is our grand rising. That's the reason they have the whole title for the year. How are we going to show up differently and more evolved, more open, more growth, more of who we really are in this year 2024? That's what we're challenged with. And what if every day individually, I'll talk about individual first, and then we'll go into the spiritual community, because I feel like it's a two-pronged situation that we're working with. So what if every day we brought our thought processes back to reality with a capital R? What if when we looked out into the world, we didn't let that external experience inform how we're going to show up? Because then we'll just be flopped around like a puppet. If the world says, oh, Charlene, you're a Black woman and you're old, you don't get to do these things, I get to say, that's cute. And I get to tell the world what we're really going to do is this. I get to define myself as I wake up. I get to define my intentions about what reality is for me before I step foot into the zeitgeist of labels, boxes, and categorization and discrimination and all the isms. So we start with ourselves. And what if that was our grand rising? Instead of starting each day with a good morning, we started with a grand rising. And then we're bringing our consciousness. First, we're making ourselves aware of what we really want and what we know. And we're bringing that to the table, and watch how things change. So in the Science of Mind, page 53, Ernest Holmes says, we should learn to control our thought process and bring them into line with reality with a capital R. Thought should tend more and more towards an affirmative attitude of the mind that is positive, stable, and above all else, toward a real unity with spirit that is already complete, already perfect. Bringing our mind into alignment with that reality, and then moving about the world, bringing that energy with us. What types of alchemy can we perform in this life? If we look upon people with appreciation, I look upon someone with, how can I be a blessing today? How can I support? How can I serve? That changes all the energy. People can feel when you're looking them up and down and judging them, even in sense of feeling kind of, girl, they can feel it, so don't do it. And we could watch ourselves by just constantly, is this who I really am? Now I see my internet connection's unstable again, so I'll say it again. If we can just know who we really are, know that first, come from that in our consciousness, we will create a vibration. We will start attracting those things that we say we want and that we know are worth us, and that we know it's about worth. But sometimes I know I could put an affirmation on the wall and say, money is irresistibly attracted to me. And if I really feel that, the universe will reflect that. But if part of me doubts it, if I'm doing it out of a fear that, oh, maybe I'm not good enough and maybe I won't be able to pay for it, and then that's going to be my true vibration. And so I start with a vibration of knowing it. And if we can't know it yet, guys, hang around. We're doing vision boards today. We're going to put vision. We're going to create a vision for ourselves. Images that we look at every single day will help to align our inside. Oh no, what if I'm not good enough? It'll start to align that with, I choose, I'm worth it. I'm 100% God in the flesh, and so are you. And why not? Why wouldn't God want this for me? If I desire it, it must be a thing that is meant for me. So let's go. That's what the universe is saying. And all I have to do is get out of the way. My bloated nothingness, get that out of the way, as Thomas Troward said. And let's just go in there with a sense of awareness and gratefulness, gratitude. Now I have a quote. This quote is in the material for the whole this year's notes. I have to preface this because those of you that know me, I speak like this colloquially, but I would never speak like this on the platform unless it's in a quote. So they gave me permission to say this. I'm going to give you this quote. I would share the screen and show you, but I don't want to trust the bandwidth. So it is from Pam Grout. Think and Grow Rich, the beginning intros of Pam Grout. Now, Pam Grout, I think she's also the one that wrote that book about the experiments with the universe. Okay, so listen. She says, when we don't stop daily to inventory the gazillion things going right in our lives, the crazy voices in our heads try to make us their bitch. She said, be grateful. And if we don't acknowledge all the gratitude for all the thousands of things that are going right, then the crazy voices in our heads will make us their. What? I love that. And I'm like, are we allowed to? I'm excited to be able to say that in the pulpit because I'm not usually allowed to curse. But I love that. Think about it. I'm walking down the street, walking the dog. Do you know how many ambulatory things are needed to help me walk down the street? This morning, there was some ice. And I just had this vision of my powerful dog, like deciding, oh, squirrel. Charlene standing on the ice looks like regular black, but it's ice. I could just see, bang. And I thought, let's not do that. Now, immediately I started getting grateful. Look at how my ankles are perfectly working, how my feet are, and I'm bundled up in a perfectly warm outfit. And I've got this wonderful dog who's behaving well at the moment. And then also, let me walk on the grass real quick because I'm not trying to fall. I started just, it's time, sort of did one of those dilations where I was really focused on every single step and I was grateful for the ability to even walk. And then I thought about breathing. Do both my nostrils work? What about my eyes? What beautiful eyes. And I started just kind of doing that whole inventory of 1,000 things that are going right, that I could be grateful for. Because that whole vision of me slipping and yeah, if I kept listening to that kind of stuff, I'll create that for myself. And so that's individually. And now I want to talk to you really quick because I do have only 5 minutes left. I want to talk about a whole new world, a whole new world for everyone, a world that works for everyone. So this global pandemic, it didn't just affect us, right? It affected everybody, how we all go through life. And so we've had people, we've had marriages, divorces, people have had babies, and people have lost relatives. There have been so many things changed. But one thing is the same, and that is connection and community. A lot of us didn't know each other as well as we know each other now. Because of the pandemic, we were forced to sit down and get creative in our connection. Now, many of us have remained isolated and alone and have yet to reach out. And we pray for those people as well. And we know that sometimes we're those people where we rather isolate than reach out. But we through this new normal, we did find that we can connect with each other in ways that are revolutionary. We could have meetings, we could have dance parties, we played games over the last years. We've played Taboo and Pictionary and Doodle, Scribble Doodle, Guess the Thing. We've had quite a lot of fun in unconventional ways, which makes me know that there's infinite possibilities for connection, that there are always infinite possibilities every moment. Our self-care has shifted, hasn't it? I know for me, I take way more baths now. Love a good bath. I don't know why. It's comforting, it's luxuriating, it's wonderful. There's social structures of oppression that are being focused on and called out. There are kids now taking videos. Remember George Floyd? There are people who just are using their technology to help make the world a better place. So this shift is helping all of us move closer and closer to our shared goal of creating a world that works for everyone. But let's not get it twisted. The minute we want a world that works for everyone, where there is no discrimination or there's no gender differences, like somebody doesn't hold you back because of your gender or because of your sexuality or because of your ableism, able-bodied or not able-bodied, because you are a neurotypical thinker or not typical. Just know that there's always a backlash waiting to happen. Just know there's a whole group of people that can't wait to vote on something to take away your rights because, oh, are we getting too equal? Are we getting equality is doing too much? Oh, we have to have other people at the table besides just us? Well, let's shut that down. Well, just know that the indicator to me that we're in a progressive movement is watching all the regressive people get all excited. Okay, I see you're now energized, so let's keep this Tamara, what was that word we just saw? It was like sacred activism, mystical activism. Let's do that. We don't want a world that works great for us. We want the world that works for everyone, all people, all beings, not just a certain type. So that means that we have a shared goal, you guys, me, you, and everybody on this screen, everybody at csl.org, the whole organization, a world that works for all. We all have the power to do this grand rising. And that means maybe we can get together and envision how CSL Leesburg can show up a little more I want to say vociferously, but I don't know if that's the right word. I want us to have a voice, a bigger voice. Does that mean we have to create a TikTok account? I don't know. Maybe if someone feels led to do that for us, we do that. But to get our message out, to just say, hey, this is a big old world. And yes, there's ancient wisdom, but let's say it in a current way. Let's stay open at the top and rise past whatever ceiling we thought was there. We know we could do it because we did it with Zoom. We did it with all this online connectivity. Can we make it bigger? Can we create a world that works for all? So that's our task this year, not only waking up every day, having a grand rising for ourselves, but as a community, let's rise up. Because if we don't do it now, we don't get to complain later. That's all I'm saying. Okay? The spiritual journey, it has been going on. It continues today, and we will be the ones to make a difference. All right, let's go with it. There's one power, one divine energy, and that is spirit. This energy is pulsating and vibrating as each and every one of us. And we were all built perfectly in the mind of the divine. There is no one here by mistake, and there are no mistakes in general in the divine architecture. You and I are part of that divine fabric that makes up the spiritual connection, the spiritual community. And so we step into the grandness of our being and we embrace everything, all the possibilities that come to us. Each of us will be sparked in a divine way that's a little different than from everybody else. And that's on purpose. So I speak my word now that we release any ideas that are unlike our true selves. We let go of any shoulds or any buts or any musts, and we embrace that which is trying to happen through us. That divinity that was born within us when we first got here and that continues to be nurtured through this community and through our own communion with the divine, through our daily practices of prayer, meditation, affirmations, and kindness. We show up in the world as God itself. And so I just know right here and right now that all is well for everyone within the sound of my voice, that any obstacle just dissolves from the nothingness that it came. It goes back to the nothingness from whence it came. And I know that right here and right now, all is well. I release my word into the law, knowing that the universe always says yes. I let it be. Ashe. And now it's Leah.
Hello, hello. This is a song by Ma Muse. They are a duo out of California, and I'm going to put the words into the chat just to be sure that they all come through. At least I really want to put the words into the chat. Where are you, the chat?
It's hiding.
Here we are. So when and if this becomes familiar or you already know the song, please sing. We shall be known by the company we keep as the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known as the ones who sow and reap the seed to change a life from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that all thrive. It is time we lead ourselves back to the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead as love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead as love. We shall be known by the company we keep as the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known as the ones who sow and reap seed to change a life from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that all thrive. It is time we lead ourselves back to the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead as love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead as love. One more time. We shall be known by the company we keep as the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known as the ones who sow and reap the seed to change a life from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that all thrive. It is time we lead ourselves back to the well. It is time now, and oh, what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead as love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead as love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead as love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead as love.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. Thank you, Leah, in this great turning. And I think as we turn our calendars over and start our new year, and thank you, Charlene. You know, when you come here, you always learn something. I never knew that grand rising was another term that you can use instead of saying good morning. And how wonderful. I like that one. I think that's going to be my little catchphrase for at least this month. We'll see how long I can continue that. All right, folks, now is the time to bless the donations that are shared today. At CSL Leesburg, as you heard in our opening video, we believe in the law of circulation. So we are a tithing community. The donations that you share with us bless everyone, those who give and those who receive. Who receives? Well, our home organization, as well as our center and other organizations that support our vision of helping to create a world that works for everyone. And there's no asterisk behind that. We mean everyone. Please look at the screen. There's so many ways to give. Odds are you found something that works for you. So take one last glance, jot something down if you need to. And we're going to go into our affirmation of oneness as we bless our gifts and bless this day and ourselves. Here we go. However you're giving, take it, put it over your heart, and join me in our affirmation of oneness. The presence of spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. How beautiful. All right, folks, it's time for announcements. And Charlene, you do so much. You are so wonderful. I'm really loving how you changed up the slides for this new year, this grand rising. So here we go, folks, Dream Study. It's on alternative Saturdays at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the next meeting will be next Saturday, January 13th. If you can, join Charlene and her friends as they talk about dreams and explore them and try to interpret and help each other interpret their dreams. All right, and I know we have another announcement about our vision board. So today after service, we're going to give you time to grab a little snack. We're going to start up at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And as I do a little plug for this, I'm pulling out and showing you. This is my little vision board that I created last year. And what really cracked me up, this has been hanging up in my office. I glance at it from time to time. I looked at the date today when I grabbed this, and I did this on June 25, 2023. That's the last time that we had a visioning session. And what really caught my eye was this little symbol down here, because at that time I didn't know that I would be helping to direct Shrek Jr. at my new school at the middle school where I work. I didn't know we were going to do Shrek. I just drew that because that was the musical that came to my mind. I thought, oh, I can draw this very quickly and easily. See, yeah, put the intention out there. You don't know what's going to materialize. It's just amazing. I didn't get my wildflowers, but I redid my bathroom this year. So I was definitely creating and making things happen. So when we make a vision board, we kind of set our intention. What do we want to manifest for this year? What do we want to come about? So we draw it, we focus on it, and we make it happen. So that's what's going to happen today. I hope you can join us 1 o'clock right here where we are. All right, what next? I had a feeling that was it. So Charlene and I are talking about classes. We're talking about workshops. We've got some things that we're kicking around, so stay tuned for future announcements. But now is the time for us to do our closing affirmation. I'm thinking we're going to do just some quick pearls, Charlene. Does that sound right to you? I'm going to say.
Yes, quick pearls, yes.
We'll do quick pearls because we want to come back at 1 o'clock. So if you can join us, stay after service. We talk about what really resonated with us. What do you think about this new theme for the year of 2023, the Grand Rising? What did you hear in the music or the meditation or in Charlene's message that resonated with you? And we just kind of hang out, we talk, and we share thoughts and comments. It's your turn to have a voice in what you got out of the service today. So if you can, please stay. If you can't, know that we're going to send you off with our blessings after we do this closing affirmation. So here we go. Just like I said at the start of my meditation, it all begins with self-love. So give yourself a big old hug and join me in saying, I am love.
I am love.
Yay!
I am love.
But I can hear you. All right. We're going to send this message out to somebody. It might be somebody in the room with you. It might be somebody far, far away. It might be somebody in your town. It might be somebody on the other side of the world. But we know that we're all connected. So let's send that message out. You are loved.
You are loved.
Are loved. Sending that over to Silas, who's just sleeping on the couch through all this. All right, now put your hands up in the air and join me. It's all love. Here we go. It's all
love.
Woohoo! All right, like I said, stay, hang out with us if you can. If you can't, know that we send you off with our blessings. And gosh, if you really can, join us at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Come on back. And let's do some visioning. I got to make a new one. This was 2023. We got to make one for 2024. Thank you for joining us.